The Energy Bus 10 Rules to Fuel Your Life, Work, and Team with Positive Energy by John Gordon is a fable that challenges you to rise above negativity to create the success you want. It also invites you to pull back and look at how you see problems and the opportunities for a positive response that they offer. Organizational leaders can leverage this book to start overcoming disengagement at work and improving company culture. We will take you through the fable's metaphor of a bus ride to deliver Gordon's 10 rules. George, a manager for the NRG light bulb company, is our main character. George is having trouble everywhere, at home with his wife, at work with his boss, and the team he manages. George is negative and miserable, on the brink of losing his marriage and his job. The story begins Monday morning, 2 weeks before the launch of the NRG 2000, a new light bulb, and George and his dysfunctional team are tasked with bringing this new product to market. George has an important meeting for which he cannot be late. Alas, his car has a flat tire, and his spare tire is deflated too. His wife can't drive him, so George must take the bus. Bus number 11 pulls up to the neighborhood bus stop. George steps aboard and meets Joy. Joy tells George her mission is to energize everyone who comes on her bus and calls her ride the Energy Bus. As George complains about his flat tire, Joy says every problem contains a gift for you, and you can choose to see it as a curse or a gift. George, not surprisingly, sees no gift at first, nor does he later that night after learning he won't have his car for 2 whole weeks. George sees Joy again on Wednesday. He notices a sign Joy has posted that reads, 10 rules for the ride of your life. All of her passengers learn the rules, she says. Initially, George resists. He eventually agrees to listen and receives the first rule. Rule number 1, you're the driver of your bus. This is the most important rule because if you don't take responsibility for your life and control of your bus, you can't take it where you want to go. If you're not the driver, you will be at the whim of others' travel plans. The next day, Joy talks to him about energy. There is an energy to thought, and when you identify what you desire and write down your vision, you begin the process of mobilizing the energy to create the life you want. George writes out his vision, wanting to be a better father and husband, and wanting success in the launch of the NRG 2000 with his team. Which leads to rule number 2. Desire, vision, and focus move your bus in the right direction. Joy tells George to focus on his vision for 10 minutes and imagine creating what he wrote down. What we put our attention on starts to show up more in our life. Joy turns to the subject of positive energy. Not rah-rah positive energy, but energy that helps you overcome obstacles to success. Energy in the form of faith, enthusiasm, and purpose. Positive energy and positive people create positive results, says Joy, adding that choosing positive energy helps us deal with negative people and situations that can knock us off course. Rule number 3, fuel your ride with positive energy. Positive energy is high-octane fuel. Fill the tank with positive energy so negative energy has no room to expand. The power of extending invitation is Friday's lesson. Rule number 4, invite people on your bus and share your vision for the road ahead. Ask people to hop on the bus as you drive. No is the worst they can say. She coaches George to communicate to his team, this is my vision for our team and our product launch, and this is where my bus is going, and I want to invite you to get on. If you don't clearly communicate your vision for the road ahead, no one will want to take the trip. At work, George issued ride tickets to team members, inviting them to come along for a potentially successful product launch. After the weekend, on Monday, several team members, Michael, Larry, and Tom, told George they did not want to be on his bus. It was not George's best day. Tuesday's ride begins with a pep talk. Most people have setbacks as they learn to drive their bus, Joy says, and negative people will always be around in one form or another. Negativity kills productivity in companies. Self-doubt, fear, and negative energy sabotage the success you desire. Which brings us to rule number 5. Don't waste your energy on those who don't get on your bus. The more energy you spend worrying about the people who don't get on your bus, the less you will have for the people who are on your bus, Joy says. To be successful, George must be very careful about who is on his bus. Some people increase energy, others drain it. So, rule number 6, post a sign that says no energy vampires allowed on your bus. Stick to your guns when it comes to tolerating nothing but positive, supportive people who want to help you get where you want to go. As Joy tells George, your positive energy must be greater than the negativity of others, and the stronger it gets, the more powerful you become. When George gets to the office, he tackles rules 5 and 6. He calls in Larry and lets him know he has had enough of his negativity. And Larry agrees to George's demand for positive energy. George has to put his foot down and fire Tom. Michael quits. Jamie and Jose, 2 other team members, stick around, but let George know where he has failed as a leader. They come to an agreement to focus on creating a new future together as a team. We meet Jack on the bus Wednesday. He tells George that without energy, you can't lead, inspire, or make a difference. Time for George to step up and become CEO of the NRG company. Chief Energy Officer, Jack says. Rule number 7. Enthusiasm attracts more passengers and energizes them during the ride. Chief Energy Officers live and work with enthusiasm, tapping the power of their hearts by getting excited about being alive. Imagine how effective an entire team or organization full of CEOs would actually be. Rule number 8 is next. Love your passengers. For George, this means his employees, customers, and family. His team wants to know he cares about them and is concerned about their future and well-being. The focus is on them. With the love you give, they will work hard, be loyal, and surprise him with initiative. Later that day, Michael, who had quit, comes back after hearing George's bus is cruising and asks for another chance. The next morning, Thursday, the day before the biggest presentation of his life, George misses the energy bus. He had stayed up late into the night working with his team, though he had never imagined such unity and spirit possible from his team. Once at the office, he received a letter from Joy with rule number 9, drive with purpose. Purpose, she writes, is the fuel for the journey through life, and with it, boredom can't touch you. With purpose, you find excitement in the mundane and passion in the ordinary. The day of the big presentation arrives. George's life is improving and thriving. Because Friday was his final day on the energy bus, George thanks all the passengers for their support over the past 2 weeks. He spots an elderly gentleman sitting in the middle of the bus who he hadn't noticed before. Eddie was 88 and living inspired. He shares his secret. The goal in life is to live young, have fun, and arrive at your final destination as late as possible, with a smile on your face. Which explains rule number 10. Have fun and enjoy the ride. Joy, who has by now changed George's life, continues. Too many people think they are going to live forever, spending time accumulating wealth, possessions, and power, only to leave it all when their bus ride is over. Don't compare the success of your bus to other buses. Just enjoy your ride. The presentation was one of the best product launches NRG executives had ever seen. George's bus was cruising, and his wife, his team, and company executives jumped on for the ride. And George decided to keep taking the bus. This has been our review of the Energy Bus by John Gordon. If you want a jolt, an attitude adjustment, or simply an enjoyable read, pick this book up. The power of a positive mindset is too often overlooked by individuals and companies alike. Thank you for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments below.